Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff from the Cyber Pro podcast, where industry leaders share their insights. It's 5 questions in about 9 minutes because hackers never sleep. So let's jump in. Question number 1. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
In a few sentences, please tell us who you are and what you do.
Sure. My name is Michael Glick. I lead multiple technology development teams for Walker & Dunlop, who is a leading commercial real estate finance company in the United States. The teams I lead handle various technologies, from building custom feature-rich applications to building and expanding a robust enterprise Salesforce infrastructure, to also the creation, carrying, and I'd say feeding of a large data warehouse and reporting system.
That's a lot for a day's work. Question number 2. What would you say is the best thing about being an IT professional, especially during these unprecedented times?
Sure. I mean, especially during these unprecedented times, as a leader of software development, I feel the best thing is for the ability to build tools that empower our users, and make their jobs better and efficient. And while this has been a case, throughout time, it's become even a greater concern, a greater need in the pandemic, when most people are working remotely.
Yeah, that is an ever-changing topic for sure. And on that, I'm going to lead into question number 3. We've been hearing from other industry leaders that because of the pandemic, especially because of the pandemic, and remote work increasing, that cybersecurity is becoming a top concern and actually only getting bigger. As an IT professional, what does that mean to you?
So as you mentioned, we're hearing in the news how often hackers are getting access to systems. I mean, just of recent memory, of course, is the big SolarWinds supply chain attack, and even the breach of the water treatment facility in Florida. We're just hearing more and more places where hackers are trying to gain access into systems. So this obviously increases everyone else's awareness, especially myself, into being ever vigilant in preventing such breaches at home. By home, I mean within our companies as well as our home themselves. I can say, it only enhances the statement that you're only as strong as your weakest link. So you need to make sure that not only when we're building software, we want to make sure that software is built with security in mind from the beginning. We also want to make sure all of our systems are patched up to date and following the right configuration protocols. And then even greater system than that, you can always make your building as strong as possible, but you also have to make sure you don't open the door for the wrong people. And by saying that, we have to ensure that we make all of our employees, as well as our end users, to be ever vigilant and not fall victim to social engineering. So that being from phishing, spear phishing attacks, and the like.
Yeah, very well put. Thank you, which leads us into our main question with about 5 minutes left in our podcast. Question number 4, how is IT adapting and thriving during this pandemic? And what key points would you like to share with our community on that?
Sure. As we know, the COVID-19 pandemic has put a lot of dependency on technology. So for a business to succeed, for everyone moving completely virtual, it required companies to adopt platforms such as virtual meeting platforms, such as what we're on ourselves right now, cloud-based document repositories and collaboration systems. It's required cloud-based hosting, and also the proliferation and the need for the X as a service type solutions, SaaS solutions, IaaS solutions, iPaaS, and the like. So while the pandemic and its effect of business was unknown, of course, by most, I'm glad to say that from my company, we already had some table stakes in place or in progress when the pandemic hit. And some of those was we did recently, we did roll out a few months prior to the pandemic of having a video system in place, and also parts in place to even change our phone system to a full total VoIP system, so we can completely deal with that kind of communication from anywhere. We also rolled out an enterprise cloud storage and collaboration system, which was a major project, because us as in commercial real estate finance, we deal with a lot of documents, and trying to convert the system from one to another was a major feat. And like many systems, we did adopt cloud hosting years prior, but obviously with the way things are now, we need to scale out more and have a bigger footprint there. And right now we're in the midst of rolling out an integration platform as a service to help us integrate systems better and scale.
That's a lot of plates in the air, Mike.
Yeah.
Holy cow. If we have a minute, I'm going to circle back to something, but our fun question of the podcast, our last question is,
sure.
What is your favorite piece of retro technology that makes you smile?
So the one thing I think about is my first computer that's still in my mom's house, and it's in perfect working order, which is a Texas Instruments TI-99-4A, still with all of its cartridges, the joystick, and the cassette tape storage system. I think I still have some programs on tapes there that I can bring back from way back when.
I do remember that Texas Instruments. Wow, that's fantastic. Well, you know, you've covered a lot of subjects today, and they're all very compelling, especially with the time compression that we're all experiencing now and getting them done. If people want to learn a little bit more about you, Mike, or your business, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
Sure. Feel free to contact me via email or even through Twitter.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you again, Mike, for your time this morning. It's been very insightful. We appreciate your perspective on a lot of different topics from a senior executive level. And for those of us here at the Cyber Pro podcast, we want to say thank you. As you know, we post about 3 or 4 different episodes a week on various topics. We look forward to seeing you again. Mike, thank you again. And be well, everyone.
Thank you.